Wow, look at this amazing food. Oh my gosh.
Wait! Don't eat that!
Daddy, why not?
Because it's unhealthy for you. And here's why. Leo, do you see that coffee you're drinking right now?
Yeah.
That coffee is not good for you. No, no, no. Let me educate you on why that coffee is bad. Because of carbohydrates.
So, Dr. Ray, what is the problem with carbohydrates?
Well, you see, with the carbohydrates, there are some very different types of carbohydrates. Mainly you have good carbohydrates and you have bad carbohydrates. And you see, the problem with this one is that the bad carbohydrates, they have a more simple chemical structure, which makes it easier on the body to break these down. And the problem with that is that when they are broken down quickly, they trigger the flow, the release of the insulin. And what that does is it promotes the storage of fats. And the problem here is that they're found very commonly in the refined sugars and processed grains. Also, at the factory where they are processed, they undergo chemical procedures which end up sort of breaking down the carbohydrates a little bit, so that by the time you consume them, they are already partly broken down, which makes it even the more easier to break down for your body. And that's the main problem there with the carbohydrates.
I will never drink this coffee again.
No.
What?
Cookies are also bad for you, Leo.
Says who?
Says Dr. Ray at the University of Harvard. Let's go ask him right now.
So, Dr. Ray, can you explain to me some of the problems with trans fats?
Oh, well, you see, trans fats, one of my favorite fats. Ha 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 ha. Well, you see, they're very similar to unsaturated fats. You see, there's really no difference in them. Mostly. There is some difference in the chemical structures if you look at it, where the trans fats has the hydrogens on the opposite sides of the carbon double bond. But you see, the main problem with the trans fats is that they are hydrogenated. They are formed in factories, unlike many of the unsaturated fats. And basically, the main problem with trans fats is that they've been linked heavily to heart disease, because what trans fats do is they not only do they themselves clog up the arteries, but they also defeat some of the HDL, a very good lipoprotein that helps to clear up the arteries, which leads, as I've said, to a great risk of heart disease on the heart.
I don't want cookies anymore. I want donuts.
Whoa! Do you know that donuts are a high source of cholesterol?
No.
Well, let's get educated on why cholesterol can hurt your health.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Leo, can you explain to me what some of the problems with cholesterol are?
Well, there is good cholesterol and bad cholesterol. But the problem with bad cholesterol is it contains low density lipoproteins. And the problem with these proteins are they really contain more fatty acid than protein. So they clog your heart vessels and blood vessels. It causes very bad cardiovascular health in all people, young and old. Finally, something healthy.
Whoa! Are you having yogurt?
Yeah.
You think yogurt's good for you?
Yes.
Well, I guess you may be right, but did you know that in very many cases, yogurt can contain high fructose corn syrup, which is detrimental to your health?
Really? So, Dr. Ray, I heard this thing about high fructose corn syrup. Can you explain why it's not healthy?
Well, you see, high fructose corn syrup, it is a form of sugar. And just that, like any basic form of sugar is unhealthy, you know? Natural cane sugar, high fructose corn syrup, it's all bad for you. Not only that, but sucrose is the healthier form. That is what you would rather have. But the problem is that sucrose and high fructose corn syrup, they are not identical. Sucrose is a glucose and a fructose molecule that are bonded together in a 50-50 ratio. But high fructose corn syrup, no. It's a 55-45 ratio fructose to glucose when it is chemically bonded. And the problem that presents onto the body is that when the body breaks it down, all those fructoses, they just go straight to the liver and they rapidly release all these different types of fats, which makes it extremely unhealthy for the body. And also, this isn't the main problem with high fructose corn syrup, but it's a little bit extra. Mercury. Mercury has been found, traces of it has been found in high fructose corn syrup, but the FDA does not really regulate that. So it's something else you have to watch out for.
But wait, this yogurt doesn't have high fructose corn syrup.
Ah, I'm glad that you noticed that, Leo. Looks like my tricks may be finally rubbing off on you. But you see, there's a small detail that you left out. This particular version of Yoplait is the light version. And you know what that means.
What?
Sometimes the light version of foods are not so necessarily light on your body.
Dr. Ray, why is it that sometimes the light version of a food is just as bad for you as the regular version?
Well, you see, the main problem with light foods, I'd say, is artificial sweeteners. And what we already talked about, it's very similar to that with high fructose corn syrup, is that they're just different versions of sugar, but they're still very unhealthy. For instance, sucralose, or Splenda, more commonly known, is just sugar with some chlorine in its chemical structure. And you see, there's a problem with that because when it passes through the body, it goes mostly unabsorbed by the liver. But the problem is that when it passes through the intestines, it kills off many of those good bacteria in there. Also, it increases the acidity of the intestines, and along with that, it increases your body weight. Also, the chemical structure of sucralose is very similar to that of many pesticides. In fact, there's also, I said before earlier, that it goes mostly unabsorbed, but 15%, about 15% of the Splenda you ingest does get absorbed. And basically what that can do is the chemical, it can hurt your brain or nervous system. It can affect your liver as well as your kidney. And that's basically the problem. There's many other sweeteners out there, Splenda, Sweet and Low, they're all dangerous.
Dr. Ray, what are you doing?